I'd like to welcome you to BeMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. And this is the after crowd. Cory McCray, what it do?
What's up, brother? How you doing, Donnie?
You seem pretty all smiles. 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 25-year-olds engaged in the political process. That's special, man. President Barack Obama couldn't be more proud. This is beautiful. What's the hit? What's the shot?
Just excited, that people came into my community. They came into Northeast Baltimore, East Baltimore, showed us some love, supported our local business, and all joined in on the conversation to talk to our council president, to talk to the lieutenant governor, offer suggestions, offer their critique of how they see Maryland, and also listen to the vision that the council president and lieutenant governor have for Baltimore.
What's that vision?
The vision is, I heard jobs. That's one of the things that I primarily hear. I heard mental illness, addressing mental illness issues, gun safety, the new gun laws, the death penalty.
I'm confused about these new gun laws. I'm confused. They've been busting caps in my neighborhood since I was a child. All of a sudden, it's just like the war on drugs. I find it suspect. I don't believe it.
Well, I think that one of the things we know that it has to be addressed, but it has to be addressed real, is what you say. We're going to find out if the legislation that they passed in the Senate is real or not. And the thing is, we need our children.
Really going out? I mean, are they really familiar with the streets of Baltimore, with the tough neighborhoods in Prince George's County, or are these people making legislation for our community and have never even been to our community?
I think that you got a balance of both. I think that there is some people that really live the life. I think that we had the council president, and the first thing that Tony Glover, when he introduced him, talked about was he is East Baltimore. So I think that Jack knows the things that's going on in East Baltimore. I think that the people that live in our city and breathe in our city do know what's going on. But you may have people that may not understand everything that's going on, the opportunities that youth need, the jobs that's needed by their parents, just the structure that we need to grow our city.
You say you have people who do not understand the employment plight?
Well, if you've been working for 20 years, Donnie, it's hard to understand somebody's that been laid off.
But these are elected officials. Isn't that their job? Isn't that what you learn when you knocking on doors? You learning what the people's needs are?
You might say that, but it's different to experience it for yourself when you're going through it. So a person that's been working for 20 years or 20 plus years and never lost a job don't really know the plight of a person that just lost their job, have 2 children, got the mortgage to pay for, and different things like that. I'm not making excuses, but it's real.
Okay. All right. So, is this the first event?
It's the first of our quarterly general meetings. What we want to do is we want to make sure that we continue to bring our money into our communities, make sure that we grow our base, and make sure that we have the political conversation, not just 3 months before the election, make sure that we have it all 4 years.
How can people learn more or get in touch with you?
I would like them to visit www.bestdemocraticlub.org. Check us out at Twitter, @BestDems, Facebook, Best Democratic Club. And we're just trying to, we're a bunch of young folk with some seasoned veterans that's just trying to make a difference.
How long y'all gonna say this young thing? Like when you get your first gray hair, can I say, you got gray hair?
You get that pass.
But we no 18 and up. I mean, and
it's important that we involve them in the conversation, because with the 20% turnout, less than 20% turnout in 2011, we find that our grandparents
they didn't like the choices.
Well, I think
people showed up at the presidential election right after that. People here are very politically sophisticated. Right. If you weren't voting for Mayor Rawlings Blake, politically astute person knows that the other 4 didn't have a snowball's chance in hell.
Well, the thing is that we do have options, and it was 4 people on the ballot, and we got to.
So they were done. Right. They weren't organized. They didn't have their act together.
Well, it's not that they didn't have their act together. The thing is that
they didn't have the money.
The people have to continue to hold people accountable, and the way that hold people accountable.
Okay. So let's get to it.
Through elections.
When do we get rid of these perennial candidates who run every year and lose?
Well, I think.
And when do we get rid of older folk who've outlived their usefulness? I mean, at some point you should pass the ball, shouldn't you? That's what y'all were talking about at the 45th meeting. I mean, that's what I heard.
I think that that's up to the people, I think that we have some good people that's in the pipeline that's trying to do the right thing by our city and make sure that we do everything to grow our city and do the right things for our city. And you saw the example of that tonight with the Best Democratic Club. And for those, everybody has a democratic right to run in an election, so we can't push anybody.
What if there were no Best Democratic Club?
Well, we just saw that it wasn't the Best Democratic Club in 2011, but I think the Best Democratic Club is doing a lot of great things to help move our city.
So so go to the website, bestdemocraticlub.com.
bestdemocraticlub.org.
.org.
Yes, sir.
That's the Lord.
All right.
Thank you for having us in Northeast Baltimore. And we'll be back. Keep watching bmorenews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth.